with conversations that last. Sit back, relax, sit in the group chat, the Jovonta Patton Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment. YouTube, I'm on your head. Facebook, TikTok. YouTube, I'm on your head. Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Jovonta Patton's podcast. I have a special guest with us today. This guest is absolutely incredible. He has done so much work, and I will give him a long bio, but I think that will belabor the hour. I want you to welcome Mr. Mayor Jacob Frey to the show. Clap your virtual hands.
Yes. Thank you for those virtual hands. Yes. Jovonta, I'm so pumped to be here with you, as usual. Hanging out with you all the time.
And I'm grateful that you're here. And so you have been mayor for how many years now? What term is this, or what year is this?
Second term.
This is your second term.
So each term is 4 years, running for one final term.
This is your final run.
Final run, so 4 years from now, I'm going to be finishing up my mayoral career. We're going to be passing the reins off to the next mayor with the city in fine form.
Wow.
They can run the government. And...
Any plans after the 4 years, or that's too soon to talk about?
I don't think it's ever too soon to talk about something. But, ever since I knew I wanted to be involved in politics, I knew I wanted to be mayor of Minneapolis.
Wow.
This is the job I wanted to do. It's a dream job for me. And so a lot of times people think, there's just the next stepping stone that you're going to jump to. And that ain't the case for me.
It's not the case.
I love public service. I love doing the work for the city. The likely scenario is I'll go and do something else altogether.
Hey, absolutely. And so you are so involved in the community. You are so involved. We see you doing runs. We see you going to the local grocery store. You live in the city. And the reason why, everybody, that he has not done it yet is he just had a brand new baby. Congratulations.
Yes,
Tell us the baby name.
Thank you. So it is Estelle Bloom Frey.
Oh, Estelle.
She's like 6 days old, I think, about now. 7
and you're
days
here.
old. Well, I'm here, of course.
What a great mayor that he's here having a 6-day-old
I was
newborn.
like, hey, maybe I should stay back. And Estelle herself said, no, you got to go on Jovonta Patton's podcast when you get the opportunity.
And I just
saw passing this up.
Thank you. I just saw that you took the whole entire family to do your official, sign up for running for mayor. I don't know what the correct term is.
You register as a candidate.
Yeah, okay, you register.
It was our first time all in the car together, which was kind of a new and cool experience.
Yeah.
And, it's family. There's nothing like it. There's all this other stuff going on in the world, but I think we all know family, that's really where it's at.
Family is number one. Yeah. So I'll just jump right into it. So you became mayor in 2018?
Mm-hmm.
So you became mayor in 2018, and 2020, we jump into a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So you're dealing with COVID.
Right.
Every mayor around the world, every governor around the world, every political official is dealing with that. But then you have to deal with the George Floyd murder.
Right.
And you have personal ties. I believe that his girlfriend or something like that watched your oldest child before, or something of that particular sort. Yeah. So this was a little bit of a personal wake up for you. How has that been? Because soon as you come into office, everything that you campaign for and you plan for now has to just be put to the back burner, and you have to deal with COVID and a murder.
Right.
How have you been mentally and just dealing with that particular pressure? Because you're kind of the most historic mayor of Minneapolis now.
Well, I am not the same mayor as I was before 2020, George Floyd's murder, the pandemic. I'm not the same person. Anybody that hasn't learned a few things from 2020, areas where they have taken lessons to be a better human being, is probably not doing the proper self-reflection.
Absolutely.
And I remember there was a moment it must have been very beginning of March of 2020, and I was sitting at a table, and in one hand, I had a pen, and I was about to sign the very first emergency declaration to literally shut the city down because of COVID-19. And in the other hand, I had a cell phone, and I was FaceTiming with my wife, who was in the hospital as she was doing the ultrasound. looking at Frida before she was Frida.
Wow.
Our daughter. And I thought to myself, oh my God, this is the most important thing in my professional career in one hand. This is the most important thing in my entire life in the other. Like, this was the big moment. This would be the big moment. And then, of course, comparatively, it wasn't. Comparatively, you had, of course, the downturn of COVID. You had an economic issue. You had a budgetary crisis where we had to pass 4 or 5 budgets in the time we would normally pass 1 or 2. And then, of course, the murder of George Floyd.
Yes.
The subsequent unrest.
So
and of course, I know Courtney, his fiance.
Yes, okay.
I don't talk about this much because I don't want to overstate it. But I also knew George Floyd. I didn't know his name. He didn't know my name.
But you knew him.
But he was like the bouncer over at Congo, which is just a couple blocks from where I live.
Okay, yeah. And you eat there?
And I ate there a couple times, but moreover, I would walk by and he'd be kind of outside whooping it up and talking to people, making jokes. He was just a loving, affable guy. And so again, I don't want to overstate the relationship, but it took me a couple days until I realized
that was him.
Oh my God, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you didn't even have time to process because now it's not local news, it's world news.
Of course.
And so now everybody's looking for your statement. So I guess my next question would be, a lot of times I see you tagged in issues that seem like they're above your pay grade or they're just above your power. And it's like the governor would be like the king and you would be maybe the prince. You know what I'm saying? One of the prince. Because there's so many other cities, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I think people misconceive what your role is or what you can do. So just kind of break down Hennepin County, homeless issues, where do you come in exactly to help, and then where do you just be like, I'm watching just like the rest of you all?
Yeah. Well, to any statement I make, I'll tell you there will be exceptions to every rule here. Okay. But I'll try to generalize as best I can.
Okay.
So generally speaking, the things that make you hopeful, that make you really passionate, that are inspiring, the things that you want to go out and talk about and campaign on and things like, these macro sort of socioeconomic federal issues. That's the federal level.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that really piss you off,
federal.
That's the city.
Oh, okay, that's the city. Okay, give us an example what people feel, pissed about.
Well, I think as mayor, you deal with the very basics of your day-to-day life.
Okay.
You deal with your walk to school, your drive or ride to your job. You deal with safety concerns. We deal with housing. We fill potholes. We plow streets.
Okay.
We make sure that the nuts and bolts of a city can work. That's what we do. Now you go to the county. The county provides social services.
Okay.
Addiction care and treatment, families, social workers, outreach for homelessness.
Okay. Is that SNAP benefits?
That's the county. A whole lot of these large scale social programs. The county does them. The city largely does not do that. The county does the large scale social programs.
Got it.
Now, the state then helps fund a whole lot of that stuff.
Okay, so the state is funding the county.
Right.
Okay.
The state then funds the county and at times the city as well. And so there are different areas that we all control. But here's the thing. We partner together.
Yes.
It's not just about who your mayor is and whether they are doing a good job. It's about how well and are they able is the city able to partner with the county and with the state? And I can tell you, we are. There are issues like homelessness.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my questions.
Where, hey, you know what? We are seeing some of the best results in the entire country.
Good. So even with homelessness in tent cities, I know that you've helped clean up some of the tent city things. How do you feel when someone rides down Hiawatha, and there are tents still there? How do we gauge that, or just kind of know what's going on and what the city, county, and the everyone is doing to help those people, because I know some people don't want to be helped, and I know you can help one place, and then they'll move to another place, and it looks like you're not doing your job, but you've given resources to help those people. So explain that to those who are just driving down Hiawatha and they see that and they have a heart, but they don't know how the city helps.
Well, here's what we do, and we're doing it at record levels, is we recognize that housing should be a right.
Yes.
I believe that everyone should have a safe place to call home, a roof over their head where they can rest their head on the pillow and rejuvenate for the next day. I believe that the foundation from running with a great idea or becoming an entrepreneur or dealing with an addiction, all that has to start with a stable home.
A stable
home. So
home.
we are creating right now about 8.5 times the amount of deeply affordable homes than we were before I took office. 8.5 times. We are recognized broadly as being the #1 housing city in the entire country.
Wow.
Not one of.
Clap virtually.
Literally, we're recognized as having the best affordable housing policy, the best housing policy in the whole country. And we're getting results. Not only are we moving more people into housing than ever before, which we are, not only are we getting rid of some of that exclusionary zoning practices, with redlining and restrictive covenants that run with the land, intentional segregation. We're also getting people off the street and into homes, which is really important. And so you asked about homeless encampments. Here's what we do. We go out there. We partner with Hennepin County. We have our city homeless response team head out there. We say, all right, like, what do you need? We can get you in shelter. You need addiction care or treatment, culturally sensitive compassion. We can deliver that. You tell us what you need, and we want to help. Then we go out there again, and we keep asking, hey, what can we do to help? We offer shelter. We often offer housing. But no, you're not able to have just a large-scale homeless encampment. Why? And people ask me, it ain't safe.
It is not
It
safe.
is not safe, and we just need to be honest about this.
Well, that feels sobering to hear a mayor know that it's not safe.
It's not. I mean, other candidates that are running for mayor, other people in the city that I hear, they're rightfully, they want to see something change. They want to see improvement. Some people will say, I just don't ever move a homeless encampment. Don't ever close it. Well, they don't sit around the tables that I sit around, where we hear about the mass human trafficking that takes place, the 12-year-old girl that is getting raped. They don't hear about the retaliation that is about to take place. And they may not hear about the surrounding neighborhood, almost always low income, by the way, that is dramatically impacted by the encampment and the crime that's associated with it.
Well, let's stop for 1 second. Let me gather. So it's human trafficking that is going on with these tents as well, too.
Yeah. It is.
And that's the part I think
can't
that
always
people
talk
don't.
about it I can't say, here's the person that's getting human trafficked, because, it's private information. I'm not going to say, here's a 12-year-old girl, because, of course, I don't want to call that out.
Absolutely.
But do I get briefings like that? 100% yes. And I don't think anybody condones that.
Yeah.
But when the question comes, why did you shut it down? That's why. And here's the thing.
Because of human trafficking and probably
once
drugs.
You've offered shelter, you've offered at times homes, and you recognize that. I mean, look, I went to summer camp when I grew up.
Okay.
And I love summer camp. I think I learned a lot there. I thought it was the most wonderful. But here's the thing. There's a lot of kids that don't have money to go to summer camp.
At all.
And if you don't have money to go to summer camp, what do you go? You go to the park.
Yes.
You go to the wading pool.
Yes.
You go play basketball,
Yes.
And you should be able to do so as an 11-year-old safely.
Without being human trafficked.
Or stepping on a needle. You should have your parents should be able to send you out to the park and say, go have a good time. We live in a wonderful and safe city.
No, this is so true.
And this is not just my opinion. It is true. It is nearly impossible to do that if you've got an adjacent homeless encampment. Again, not because
with
the people
30-some people,
and not because, and again, this is the people who are experiencing homelessness. They're down. They're down on they've had a rough time.
but these people
this
are
is not their fault.
trafficking and doing drugs and
right. Well,
making it unsafe.
But you still can't allow a neighborhood to struggle like that. And here's the thing: we've removed the homeless encampments. We've found people housing. We've gotten people into shelter. And you know what the result has been? There's been an almost 80% reduction in 911 and 311 calls to those neighborhoods.
So what is the percentile of 911, 311 calls for an area like that? I mean, you may not have it off the top of your head, but it seems pretty high.
I don't know the percentage as opposed to the rest of the city. I can tell you it's a hell of a lot higher when there's a homeless encampment there. But it's 80%. 80% was I think it was 78% or something was the reduction of 911 calls after the homeless encampment was closed.
And I see the city doing so much. Councilwoman Vital, they just broke ground for the North Commons Park. You guys have the amphitheater coming.
Yep.
These are great particular opportunities and resources for people that live in the neighborhood, and cleaning up those particular places. It helps those places be more safe.
Yes.
And it gives us something nice to go to. So even if I don't have a summer program, when that North Commons is finished, I would want to find out whatever program they have. So kudos to having something else happening that shows that I care about everything.
You care with where your time and your investment go, right? And Councilmember Vital, just an absolute
She's amazing.
Rock star. And we've been working together. And, here's some of the results. You mentioned Upper Harbor Terminal.
Yes, okay, that's what it's called, yes.
Upper Harbor Terminal, it's the Community Performing Arts Center that's going to be up there. I can't wait to see you perform, by the way. I mean, can you imagine opening night? You got the river to your left. You got downtown as a backdrop. The sun is setting, and
Sign me up.
Jovonta is belting out gospel.
Sign me up.
Yeah,
yes, I
I'm going to have my hand in the air as a Jew. I'll have my hand in the air.
Hey, Jesus was a Jew,
That's right,
so we okay with that.
Oh, God, I would love that. And so, I mean, and keep in mind, in that whole area on the north side, previously, there were kids that lived a quarter mile away and didn't even know a river was there.
I believe it.
Why? Because you couldn't see it. You couldn't touch it. There was a whole hell of a lot of heavy industrial. There's a massive highway that separated the north side from one of its most vital assets. Now, now compare that with any lake virtually in the city. You know the lake is there. It's publicly accessible. Everybody can go in and literally touch the water. Compare that with the riverfront in other areas.
Exactly.
Over on the east side, you've got these beautiful parks that border right there on the riverfront. You walk right up to the bank, and now on the north side, you can do that too.
You can do it too. So let's move on, because time is of the essence, and you have a 6-day-old baby at home. Just keep that in mind. But great answers. So something recent happened with all of the conversation of ICE happening, and how there was this huge Lake Street incident that happened on Lake Street, where people once again are tagging you, saying, what are you going to do? And talking about how the chief of police, Brian O'Hare, how, he should be dealt with, or all these different things. Can you, because I saw your personal comments, and I saw even stuff that had nothing to do with that. People was using that as a platform to speak on that. Can you clarify what happened, how MPD actually helped, and what was going on? Because this will help people not create a new blame for you. It's like, he's having a new baby, you guys.
First of all, it's not surprising that there are politics involved in politics,
Absolutely.
especially in an election year. But you are helping nobody, and you are a massive detriment when you lie to community members.
Ooh, propaganda.
And are there people that lied? Oh yeah, big time. Big time. Now, some people just don't, they're not completely familiar with the government structures in different jurisdictions. Other people they know better, and they lie anyway. Oof. And that is, I don't have a lot of tolerance for that. So by way of example, let me start with the value. We will stand up for our undocumented community. We will stand up for our neighbors. They are our neighbors. We love them.
To be clear.
And I believe that this is an issue of morality in that the father that drops his kid off at daycare, goes into work a 12-hour shift, doing some hard labor, and happens to be from Ecuador, to me, that makes him a wonderful and extraordinary member of our community that we want here.
Yes.
And so we're not backing down from him. We're going to support him. Now, we don't control what the federal government does.
Correct.
We won't cooperate or work with ICE or any other federal agency conducting immigration enforcement work when they're conducting immigration enforcement work. But they may come in and we don't know about it. And that was the case on, what was it, June 3rd?
Yeah.
On June
okay,
3rd,
June 3rd, yeah.
on June 3rd, now, there was a group that came in to do, by the way, not immigration enforcement work. This was not
immigration.
It wasn't an immigration action. This was an action that was focused on human trafficking and drug trafficking. One of the other sites that they hit the same day, they got like 900 pounds of meth. So, look, let's be real. This was a massive operation here.
That's more than I ever seen get on the
I
north
don't even,
side,
yeah,
okay?
900. I had to think of what does 900 pounds of meth look like.
Man, I ain't never saw that in the hood.
Right.
Not that much meth.
I mean,
okay, that's a new. The hood ain't got that much.
This is some like amounts that you see in the movies and stuff.
Listen.
And so, am
That's
I glad we got
old school.
900? Am I glad they got 900 pounds of meth off the street? You better believe it.
Absolutely.
And so, one, it was not a focus on immigration enforcement. It was a focus on
immigration.
Drugs.
It was a drug bust.
It's a drug bust.
Okay.
And I believe there's human trafficking involved as well. Second, our MPD wasn't involved. Period. We did not know about it.
Brian O'Hare was not involved.
I did not know about it until after it was already happening. Now, here's what we do. Here's where we are involved.
Okay.
Just as you saw in L.A., when a federal agency comes in, let's just hypothetically say it was an immigration bust, right? Let's say it was an immigration raid. So they come in. MPD, just like LAPD, wasn't involved. But what'll likely happen is people will start gathering, and maybe somebody will call 911.
Yeah.
In LA, people called 911 saying, "Hey, we've got some kidnappings that are taking place," and they called 911. So what is the police going to do? They're going to go and try to help out.
Absolutely.
Let's say an ambulance needs to get in because it's a tense situation, somebody gets hurt. The police are going to escort them.
Yeah.
Let's say that somebody's busting up a local business or breaks a window or spray paints something. Yeah, we're here to protect both people and property. We are going to try to prevent that from happening. Yes, we'll make arrests. And so are we involved in the immigration raid? No.
Not at all.
But are we involved in keeping our city safe? Yes, that's the definition of the job. So, people might try to twist and turn the truth for political gain. I'm not going to do that. And we're going to just tell people what the truth is, and that's it.
Somebody standing up.
Yeah, and so I had every one of the other candidates. They said first, the MPD violated the separation ordinance, which basically means they said the separation ordinance says that we can't work with the feds on immigration enforcement. And they all said, yes, they violated the separation ordinance. Well, tell me, how did they violate this ordinance when it wasn't an immigration raid to begin with? How would they go and discipline the chief when the chief wasn't even involved in the thing? And so they're just throwing out stuff for political gain, and it's
when people
unfortunate.
are doing great jobs.
And I stand with the chief, and he did a good job out there, and it's under some difficult circumstances.
Yeah,
and by the way, there was an audit that said that we were telling the truth, and they weren't.
Wow.
And the people that were saying that.
So my next question will be, how is law enforcement, since we're here, and Chief, we talked about Chief, how is the tension between law enforcement and community? Like, what's being done to rebuild the trust, especially in the Black and brown neighborhoods? Now, we saw recently during city council meetings where people were trying to make sure they were getting their funding from the city. Then I think it went to Hennepin County, and that just made a lot. It was just this ripple effect. And, and everyone does good work. I can say that personally just from being outside. But coming from your perspective, sometimes people want to know, why are they getting the funding, and why are they fighting over this funding, and how is that trust built, and how are they selected to know that they're going to carry that out, since people don't, per se, the city council, they want to defund the police, but now they've hired these other groups, and just getting your thoughts on that, because that's a lot of my timeline uproar and the crime Minnesota, the little Facebook group, everybody just be going in. So I think this will help clarify some propaganda, since people like to lie and make up stuff in hysteria.
So
that's a lot.
It's a lot of stuff in there. We are building back trust every day, to the extent trust was there to begin with, and I think many would probably accurately argue that it wasn't. So every day we try to keep people safe, and we try to build up trust, and they're not going to believe it with my words. They're going to feel it with actions. And on the north side in particular, that work is bearing fruit. Why? Well, crime is the lowest it has been on the north side in something like 10 to 15 years, not just since COVID. A lot of times people say, well, it's the best it's been since before all hell broke loose.
Because when I tell you that RICO
COVID,
that y'all did,
well, it was in...
That RICO was crazy. They did some good work.
It was good work.
Because y'all got that RICO was crazy. Okay,
and
pull it in.
I mean, and what community members should know, that, you're trying to make your community a safer place and a good neighborhood. I don't care who you are. We will join with you. We will work with the moms and the grandmoms that know some shit. They know what's going on. They understand what's going down. They know who's on the block and who maybe is causing trouble. And so we've developed out relationships.
Because they deserve to have safe neighborhoods.
Well, they do. And they work directly with our officers and with the people doing violence prevention work.
And that doesn't make them a snitch.
No. They care about their neighborhood.
They want their neighborhood safe, and they don't want to raise their son or grandson where the dope boys down the block and become their biggest influencer.
Well, and the work and those partnerships with those grandmothers and moms and much beyond. No shame, no shade on the dads and the granddads. No,
but I hear what you're saying.
And I'll tell you, it's working. Again, crime is lower than it has been in more than a decade.
Man, I tell you, when y'all did that Puerto Rico, the north side felt like Puerto Rico, okay? It was just like, I didn't hear no fireworks, aka gunshots. It was just quiet and peaceful. I thought I was in Lake Minnetonka for a couple weeks. Immediately following the Rico, I said, where'd everybody go? So they were scared. I was scared for me and for them, okay?
Now you should, to the point though, again, if you're willing to make your community a better place and you're going to work with us, let's go. You've got nothing to worry about. We should be partnering with you.
We should be partnering
with you. Now, to the extent you're involved in some serious gun violence and you're hurting people, we're going to arrest you and we're going to take you out of the community because causing trouble for the people that want to live there.
Simple.
Right.
Simple.
That shouldn't be a controversial statement, by the way.
Absolutely.
That's just basic.
Because you guys did a phenomenal job after the Boom Island shooting. That was horrific. Some of my church members, one in particular, she was there. It was her, since she was in the car, Quilissa, she was in the car with her, and they drove to the North Memorial, and just a terroristic style shooting during the day. But I just want to give y'all kudos because y'all did catch those who needed to be caught. And I would say sometimes people feel like there is a little bit of a delay when enough information is there to go and catch somebody that's only in Brooklyn Park. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say kudos to you because I know people that was personally affected by it, not just a news story. But the Boom Island thing was pretty sad because that's a very safe park. I grew up going to Boom Island. I went to Webster, so we saw. I love Webster. So I saw Boom Island almost every day going to school, coming from over north. You know what I'm saying? So. Beautiful. We would go to Boom Island and walk there sometimes. So when we said we were going to Boom Island, that was kind of like a big deal. So I hated the fact that something so tragic would happen. But kudos to the MPD and you and the chief that happened. I have one more round of questions.
Bring it
I have
on.
one more question, but I have another round of
That's fine.
questions.
Bring it
but you got to go. But I did a post asking people if they could ask the mayor anything.
Yes.
What would it be? And so I have a plethora of questions. Now I'm going to sober them.
Plethora.
There we go. And format them a little bit, but I'm going to mention people's name because I want people to know that if I ask you to ask the mayor a question and you have it, I want to get it to you.
Yeah.
So
Bring it
this
on.
is people knowing, hey, if you asked it, I'm going to ask them too. Okay? So we got like 5 minutes. And then I'm going to find it because last week, I thought it was last week, but then you were having a baby and you were on standby with the baby. And so all of those different things were happening. Okay, I have found it now. I thought I found it now. Okay, if you were to talk to the mayor, give me a question you would ask him. So Tiffany Teddy Graham, she asks, why are we not putting curfews in place for these juveniles downtown? Why are we not holding these reckless juveniles accountable? Why don't we have blue flashing recording lights in high crime areas? Can they stop with the roundabouts? They are stupid.
I love it. I love it.
People think the roundabouts are stupid.
Yeah.
I may concur a little bit,
Yeah.
but you can answer that question how you see fit.
Yeah. Let's start with the roundabouts.
Okay.
There are occasions when I also think they're stupid, and there are occasions when I think they work pretty well. And I think on both of those occasions, I also don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not an engineer. I don't understand all the ins and outs of traffic studies and how they work.
Got
but
it.
I do believe and trust the people that do. And so, I first, for that issue, I would say fair point. I'm sure there are instances when we got it wrong. And if that's the case, then we'll try to correct it. The second question was about curfew. And so, the quickest way to erode trust in government is to pass rules that you're not going to enforce. And the question we would have is, all right, how often and how technically, practically, would we be enforcing some of these curfews? There are times when we do have the people power, the number of officers to do it well, and there are times when we don't. And so if we're going to set up a curfew, we damn well better be saying we're going to stick to it.
You're going to stick to it.
And so there may be a time in the future when that comes necessary. I don't think that time is right now.
Got it. Okay.
Fair point, though.
Fair point. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
can answer these questions
Yeah, bring
and
it.
fire rounds because
Fire.
you got to go.
Fire.
Okay. Sunshine Mary Taylor said, where are the grants? With a whole bunch of exclamation marks. Give us a 20-second answer. Where can she go and apply?
Where's the grants? That's like, show me the money, I think.
Yeah,
is what
I mean,
it is.
it's giving
Where
stick
are
up.
the grants?
She wanna know.
Well, I'm going to give my Cuba Gooding answer here.
Okay, there we go. Cuba Gooding Jr.
That's right. So we have grants that are available in a number of different areas. It depends what grant you're looking for. Reach out to our office and we will hook you up with the area and the grants that are available. Sometimes the thing that you do, the topic area that it's focused on isn't necessarily in line with the grants that we have available, which may mean that you need to morph the work to comply with the grant. It may mean we need to morph the grant to comply with the work. So I think both those things could be true.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Peggy Prima Donna Cole.
Man, Teddy Graham, Prima Donna, Sunshine.
Yeah. Oh, good recollection.
I'm impressed.
Okay. So her and Quilissa Whiting, they kind of have the same question, so I'll merge them into one. What measures is the mayor implementing to ensure public safety and reduce rates? And Quilissa said, what is his approach to addressing the rise of drug abuse and addiction, fentanyl especially? Are there any plans of increased rehabilitation centers, programs to improve mental health and access to restorative health care?
So these are linked, and I could talk for 45 minutes about it, but I won't.
So give us your 30-second answer.
They're linked in that there is obviously increases in crime associated with use of fentanyl.
Okay.
We are trying to get people better. We're trying to get people help and care and also do harm reduction work. And so one of the most important things that we've got going right now is we're going to have mobile medical units that are literally, like a bus that'll go right out to where people are at. And it says, hey, what do you need? It'll get them the treatment that they need, the care that they need. It'll get them to a location potentially that can help. And so we need to be focusing on that. This opioid issue is an epidemic. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, this is so much more powerful than crack.
It is.
I mean, for those of us
cheaper,
that remember the
quicker.
the crack times, this is a different world altogether. It's like 100 times more potent and addictive than crack ever was,
and way more accessible,
and way more
cheaper.
accessible and cheaper. And so this is massive right now. We all need to be on the forefront fighting.
Crack was really whack compared to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. The next question is Louis Pearson. Now, this question, you could take it with a grain of salt, but he said, why are boys winning the girls softball state championship? I don't think you have the answer to that. I think that's above your pay grade.
I don't know what he means by that exactly. Yeah.
We don't know, Louis. I asked the question. I just want you to know I asked the question. So now you feel good. I asked the question. You put it here. I asked it, but we don't know. It's above all of our Google search.
Who I don't even know who won the state championship.
Exactly. I don't even know if there was one. Yeah. Okay, Phyllis Briscoe said, what are your plans to gain the trust of the Somali and Muslim community? They are the majority in Minneapolis. Some of us are spiritually watching and praying. Ooh.
Well, I don't think they're the majority in Minneapolis.
Okay.
They're the majority of what? They're certainly not the majority of people, but certainly it's a very important community and one that we care deeply about. I mean, look, from my very first moments in public service, I've had a deep relationship with the Somali and Muslim community. And so these are long-standing friendships and partnerships that we've had for the long haul, and we work directly with them.
Good. Okay, two more, and then I got one last question. You got to go. Somebody said reparations. That's above your pay grade, but just
not
answer.
Necessarily.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Vashawn Spelker. Yeah. Not necessarily. Okay. Give us.
Look, I support reparations.
Okay.
And now, I think you ask somebody, what are reparations? And there's got to be 50 different definitions as to what constitutes reparations and then how you implement it. Mm-hmm. The how is a lot harder. How do you get it set up? How do you determine who should and who should not get and how much they should get? But the underlying work is, here's how I look at it. We got to make sure that the precision of our solutions match the precision of the harm that was initially inflicted. And that harm was precise, especially to our Black and Indigenous communities.
Yeah.
And when we talk about doing better, it means to have the kind of focus on communities that have been treated really unfairly.
Wow.
And there's I mean, of course, that means investment, and we're doing that. Of course,
Absolutely.
That means a focus in certain geographic areas, and we're doing that. It means outreach, and we're doing that. And it also would mean we got to be looking at how money flows too.
Yeah, absolutely, and where the money's going to come from.
Right.
Okay, Mitchell Mack. Last question before the last question. Literally, where are the Black business and loan grants? I should have put that together with the other girl, but where are the Black business and loan grants for, I guess, barbers, musicians, and then you could put youth funding, all of that stuff in one.
So, we got these great streets improvement grants that can go for things like a facade improvement or an awning. We have had grants that can go for, say, if you got to set up a restaurant, you need a mop basin, and mop basins can be really expensive. And then we've got what is called our Ownership and Opportunity Fund, which provides funding so that business owners can own not just the underlying business, but the underlying property. So that when they succeed, because that value gets jacked up and, more customers are coming in and the value goes up, they don't get bumped out of the spot because the rent went up along with it. Instead, they gain equity. We always talk about equity in the social justice sense, which of course is important. But what about equity in the show me the money sense?
Yeah.
I want people to work hard and realize the benefit from their hard work in the return on equity.
Got it. Okay, your staff is saying we got 1 to 2 minutes.
All right.
So we all seen that the DFL endorsed a candidate. Mm-hmm. How do we feel about that? Those who may want to vote for you, those who I still want to support Jacob, but this kind of has them in fear, not because they're a bad candidate, it's just not their choice.
Yeah.
So how do we support you in that right? If I'm sitting at home watching this interview and it's like, well, how do I support? Tell us how you feel about it, because has the DFL ever endorsed you or?
No, I've never gotten the DFL endorsement when we're running for mayor. I finished second every single time,
so
including this one.
So we shouldn't be afraid.
Well, this guy, Senator Omar Fateh, did get to the DFL endorsement, which requires a threshold.
Senator?
And so while we certainly have some problems with the process, I won't get into that too much. Here's what I would say is people are activated right now. They understand what's at stake in this election. And what we are going to be pumping out over these next several months is the truth. You know, I'm not operating in some sort of magic world here. And as mayor, you got to operate in the world of reality.
Yes.
And I know that's where our constituents live. They understand what they need. They understand the work of the city government. And I need people we are getting people out in droves right now to support us, to take a lawn sign, to go door knock, to talk to their neighbors. And we invite you to become part of the team.
Got it. Well, we would love to. So if you want to become a part of Jacob Mayor's Frey team, we're going to have some information in the description where you can do that, because I think that is fun. It's fun to do.
It is
It's fun to do.
It's
Thank
fun to
you.
do. Get out the word.
Yes, congratulations. And we'll do our part. We'll you know, I don't know, you need a concert, you need a picnic, whatever you need.
You always have.
We will do our part. And so we're proud of you. We're happy, and we can't wait to support you in this election and those watching. And thank you for busting a lot of myths and answering the people question. We feel connected, we feel heard, and we feel like we're ready to run 4 more years on.
Well, I feel love, my brother, for you. Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you so much.
You got it.
Yes. See you all. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay.
Perfect.
It's my show. We're gonna have a blast with conversations that last. Sit back, relax, sit in the group chat. The Jovonta Patton Podcast.